Nutritional deficiency disorders, protein energy malnutrition. The term protein energy malnutrition describes general state of undernutrition and deficiency of multiple nutrients and energy. This is a major public health problem in India. These affect the child at the most crucial period of time to development, which can lead to permanent impairment in later life. Malnutrition among under 5 children is an important concern for the health authorities in India. Under 5 mortality data from a hospital is the reflection of what is obtained in the community. Proteins are the fundamental basis of cell structure and its functions. Undernutrition, inadequate consumption, poor absorption, or excessive loss of nutrients. Undernutrition means inadequate consumption, poor absorption, or excessive loss of nutrients. Then, overnutrition, overindulgence or excessive intake of specific nutrients is called overnutrition. Malnutrition, WHO defines malnutrition as the cellular imbalance between the supply of nutrients and energy and the body's demand for them to ensure growth, maintenance, and specific functions. Malnutrition is the condition that develops when the body does not get right amount of the vitamins, minerals and other nutrients it needs to maintain healthy tissues and organ functions. Protein energy malnutrition. Protein energy malnutrition, also referred to as protein caloric malnutrition. It is considered as the primary nutritional problem in India and also called the first national nutritional disorder. The term protein energy malnutrition applies to a group of related disorders that includes marasmus, kwashiorkor, and intermediate state of marasmus kwashiorkor. PAM is due to food gap between intake and requirement, lack of varying proportions of proteins and calories, marasmus, weight for age less than 60% expected, kwashiorkor, weight for age less than 80% plus edema, marasmus kwashiorkor, weight for age less than 60% plus edema. Incidence, PEM affect every 4 child in worldwide. More than 50% of death in 0 to 4 years are associated with malnutrition. 35% of all under 5 deaths underlying cause is childhood. Risk factors, low birth weight, multiple birth, closely spaced birth, early stoppage of breastfeeding, too early or late weaning, recurrent infection, illiteracy, poverty, secondary due to malabsorption, celiac disease, cystic fibrosis, diabetes mellitus, and galactosemia. Low birth weight, who are born weighing less than 2500 grams, multiple birth, culmination of one multiple pregnancy wherein the mother delivers 2 or more offspring, closely spaced birth. The risk is highest for pregnancies spaced less than 12 months. Closely spaced pregnancies might not give a mother enough time to recover from pregnancy before moving to the next. Early stoppage of breastfeeding. When the baby fatty weans, he or she is no longer getting any micronutrients from breastfeeding. The natural weaning process typically begins when a baby starts solid foods at about 6 months of age. Celiac disease, inflammation make damages in the small intestine linings. Cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is an inherited disorder that causes severe damage to the lungs and digestive system and other organs in the body. Galactosemia, a group of inherited disorders that impair the body's ability to process and produce energy from a sugar called galactose. Etiologic factors: failure of lactation, ignorance of weaning, poverty, cultural patterns and food habits, lack of immunization and primary care, and lack of family planning. Secondary factors are parasitic infestation, measles, whooping cough, primary tuberculosis, urinary tract infection, congenital heart disease, urinary tract anomalies, giardiasis, lactose intolerance, celiac disease, tuberculosis of the intestine, cystic fibrosis, inborn errors of metabolism, galactosemia. Failure of lactation. A failure of lactation fully depends upon the mother. Primary lactation failure, a cause of low milk supply in breastfeeding mothers. Cessation of breastfeeding before the mother had planned to stop, usually as a result of breastfeeding difficulties. Ignorance of weaning. Weaning is the process of stopping feeding your baby with breast milk. Ideally, the first step towards weaning your baby is introducing complementary foods alongside your breast milk around the age of 6 months. The weaning process continues until breast milk is completely replaced by other food and drinks. So, that is weaning. In ignorance of weaning means the parents' lack of knowledge related to the importance of weanings and they are skip and give less priority to weaning and introducing less complementary foods. Cultural patterns and food habits. Culture follow related to they skip some nutrients food and it may leads to malnutrition. Lack of immunization and primary care, ignorance or overconfidence or maladaptive belief that's related to neglect immunization and facing problems in later. Lack of family planning, the risk of pregnancies spread less than 2 months. Closely spaced pregnancies might not give a mother enough time to recover. This may lead to give less care to the baby. The secondary etiological factors, parasitic infestation. Parasitic infestation is an infectious disease caused or transmitted by parasites. Measles, highly contagious viral disease in children. Whooping cough or pertussis, highly contagious respiratory tract infection. It causes serious illness in babies, children and teenagers. Primary tuberculosis, a potentially serious infectious bacterial disease. You can get TB by breathing in air droplet from a cough or sneeze of an infected person. Contagious or infectious agents attack the lungs, that is called primary tuberculosis. UTI or urinary tract infection, an infection of urinary system, that means kidney, bladder and urethra getting infection. Congenital heart disease, congenital heart disease or congenital heart defect. A heart anomaly present at birth is called congenital heart disease. Urinary tract anomalies. When the present of birth onwards, what are the defect and difficult in the urinary tract? Giardiasis. Giardiasis is a intestinal infection caused by Giardia parasite. Lactose intolerance. Inability to fully digest sugar or lactose or dairy products. Celiac disease. Inflammation makes damages in the small intestine linings. TB of the intestine. Gastrointestinal tract TB is an infection of the peritoneum, hollow or solid abdominal organs and abdominal lymphatic with a Mycobacterium tuberculosis organism. Cystic fibrosis. Cystic fibrosis is an inherited disorder that causes severe damage to the lungs and digestive system and other organs in the body. Inborn errors of metabolism. Inborn errors of metabolism is too rare genetic disorder in which the baby cannot properly turn food into energy. That's called inborn errors of metabolism. And the last one, galactosemia, a group of inherited disorder that impair the body's ability to process and produce energy from sugar is called galactose. Classifications of malnutrition. Gomez classification, Wellcome Trust classification, Indian Academy of Pediatric classification, WHO classification, Waterlow's classification and Jellif's classification. Gomez classification, it is on the basis of weight for age. Weight for age in percentage is equal to weight of the child divided by weight of normal child of the same age into 100. This calculation result mentioned greater than 90% is equal to normal nutritional status. 76 to 90% is first degree of malnutrition. 61 to 75% second degree of malnutrition. Less than or equal to 60% is a third degree malnutrition. Wellcome Trust classification. Wellcome Trust classification on the basis of weight for age and presence of edema. Weight for age, edema, clinical type. 60 to 80% edema present is kwashiorkor. 60 to 80% edema absent, undernutrition. Less than 60% and edema absent is marasmus. Less than 60% edema present, marasmic kwashiorkor. Indian Academy of Pediatric classification. This classification on the basis of weight for age. The grades of malnutrition are greater than 80% is normal, 71 to 80% is grade 1 malnutrition, 61 to 70% grade 2 malnutrition, 51 to 60% grade 3 malnutrition and less than or equal to 50% grade 4 malnutrition. WHO classification. WHO recommends 3 terms for describing malnutrition in under 5 children. 3 words are stunting, underweight, wasting. Stunting means height for age being 2 standard deviation below from median height for age. Underweight, if weight for age is 2 standard deviation below from median weight for age. Wasting, weight for height is 2 standard deviation below from median weight for height. Edema, height and weight at moderate malnutrition and severe malnutrition. Symmetrical edema is absent at moderate malnutrition but it is present in severe malnutrition. Weight for height, Standard deviations in between -2 to -3, and severe malnutrition, it is a severe wasting. Height for age, standards in between -2 to -3, but in the severe case, severe stunting. Water loss classification. Water loss classification on the basis of height for age. Height for age in percentage. Height of the child divided by height of normal child of same age into 100. If the height for age is greater than 95 percentage equal to normal, 90 to 95 percentage is mild malnutrition, 85 to 90 percentage is moderate malnutrition, and less than 85 percentage considered as severe malnutrition. Jellyfish classification. Jellyfish classification also basis of the weight for age. That's nutritional status and weight for age. The nutritional status normal means the weight for age in percentage greater than 90, and 80 to 90 percentage is first degree of protein energy malnutrition. Then 70 to 80 percentage is second degree of protein energy malnutrition. 60 to 70 percentage is third degree, and less than 60 percentage considered as fourth degree of protein energy malnutrition. Pathophysiology of malnutrition. First, potential resources. The potential resources leading to economic structure. The economic structure is leading to political and ideological factors. The political and ideological factors relating to resources and control, human and economic and organizational resources. Resources and control, human and economic and organizational resources is making three main branches. First one, inadequate access of food. Second one, inadequate care of the children and women. And third one, insufficient health services and unhealthy environment. Inadequate access of food and inadequate care of the children and women leading to inadequate dietary intake, and insufficient health services and unhealthy environment and inadequate care of the children and women lead to diseases. Then inadequate dietary intake leads to malnutrition, and diseases also leads to malnutrition. The same time, inadequate care of children and women directly leads to malnutrition. Types: marasmus, kwashiorkor, and marasmus kwashiorkor. Marasmus. Marasmus is a severe wasting of muscles in children. Marasmus pathophysiology. Adequate response of adrenal cortex. It leads to increase in plasma cortisol. The increase in plasma cortisol is divided into three branches. First one, it's going when the muscle protein mobilized. Muscle protein mobilized leads to plasma amino acid is normal. That leads to lipoprotein synthesis is normal. Then second way, increase in plasma cortisol, it leads to plasma free fatty acid normal. Then it leads to no fat deposit in the liver. And the third way, increase in plasma cortisol, it leads to growth hormone decreases and severe growth retardation. Clinical features. Main sign is severe wasting of shoulders, arms, buttocks and thighs. Loss of buccal fat or creates aged or wrinkled appearance. Grade 1 characteristics are loss of fat in groin and axilla. Then grade 1 plus loss of fat around abdomen. Then grade 2 plus loss of fat around the chest. And grade 3 plus loss of buccal fat. Severe growth retardation, wrinkled skin, bony prominence. The child look appealingly thin and limbs appear as skin and bone. associated with vitamin deficiencies, failure to thrive, irritability, apathy, frequent watery diarrhea and acid stools, mostly hungry but some are anoretic, dehydration, temperature is abnormal, muscles are weak, edema and fatty infiltration are absent, prone to infections, hair are hypopigmented and appears dull brown or yellow in color, abdomen is distended due to muscle wasting, and mid-arm circumference is reduced. Kwashiorkor. Kwashiorkor is caused by deficiency of proteins in diet. Pathophysiology. Inadequate response of adrenal cortex. It leads to plasma amino acid is low. And this leading to three ways. First way, plasma amino acid is low. It leads to protein synthesis is decreased. It leads to lipoprotein synthesis is decreased. It leads to fatty infiltrates. The second way, plasma amino acid is low. It leads to hypoalbuminemia. Then it leads to edema. It leads to fatty infiltrate. Then the third way, plasma amino acid is low. It leads to plasma growth hormone increase. It leads to plasma free fatty acid increase. It leads to fatty infiltrates. Clinical features of Kwashiorkor: marked growth retardation, psychomotor changes, wasting of muscle, dependent pitting edema, general appearance, fat sugar baby appearance, skin, hyperpigmentation, dyspigmentation, flaky pine dermatosis, enamel spots, mucous membrane lesions, smooth tongue, cheilosis, herpes simplex stomatitis, edema, weakness, hypopigmented hair, changing texture, flag sign, easy placability, lethargy, apathetic, poor appetite, diarrhea, infections, mucosal atrophy, liver enlargement, fatty liver, mineral and vitamin deficiency, superadded infections like tuberculosis, bronchopneumonia, measles, enteritis. History collection, physical examination, blood examination in the peripheral blood film or PBF, assess the microlytic or microcytic RBCs, blood glucose estimation, it can assess the hypoglycemia, serum albumin level, HB, serum electrolyte, serum cholesterol, blood pH, urine examination, urine routine and urine culture, and stool examination. In that assess the ova and parasites, and HIV test. In history collection, we need to check the history of recent intake of food and fluids, usual diet, that means before the current illness, then breastfeeding, duration and frequency of diarrhea and vomiting, type of diarrhea, that means watery or bloody, loss of appetite, family circumstances, chronic cough contact with tuberculosis, recent contact with measles, known or suspected HIV infection, treatment. In that first principles, Assess the severity of protein energy malnutrition. Assess the severity of secondary causes. Promotion of food intake. Eliminate PEM factors. Treat complications. Treatment is best. Best means before beginning of feeding, E for energy dense feeding, S for stimulation of sensory and emotional development, T for transfer to home based diet before discharge. Beginning of feeding, first one routine feeding, quantum of feed by stomach volume, it is estimated to be 30% of the child body weight, 6 to 8 feeds per day. Type of feeds, milk based diet, sugar and oil should be added. Then diet contents and maintenance requirements. Second one, energy dense feeding. Increase the amount of calories by giving energy dense foods once the child is free of complications, shows signs of recovery and appetite return after initiation of dietary therapy. For catch up growth energy, that means 150 to 220 kilocalorie per kilogram per day, and protein 4 to 5 gram per kilogram per day. Rate of weight gain should be 10 to 20 gram kilogram per day. Hypochronic anemia is treated with oral ferrous sulfate 3 mg per kilogram per day and vitamin B12 100 per gram per day. Vitamin B complex C and E, potassium, magnesium, zinc, copper and selenium. Then third, stimulation. Human contact and emotional support including TLC are important during this stage. Transfer to home based diet. Foods to be easily affordable, easily cooked at home, does not perish easily, culturally acceptable, easily available and fluids. Initial phase and rehabilitation phase. Initial phase 1 to 2 weeks, rehabilitation phase 2 to 6 weeks. In initial phase, hospital treatment and dietary management. Hospital treatment, which are the conditions is associated with the protein energy malnutrition, that's treated. Then dietary management, the diet should be from locally available staple foods, inexpensive, easily digestible and evenly distributed throughout the day, and increased number of feeding to increase the quantity of food. Then rehabilitation, the concept of nutritional rehabilitation is based on practical nutritional training. That is SHIELD. S for sugar level of blood is low, H hypothermia, I infections, EL electrolyte imbalances, DE dehydration and D deficiency of nutrients. Prevention, growth monitoring, weight is taken and plotted on growth, oral rehydration therapy, breastfeeding, immunization, female education, food supplementation, family spacing, family planning and deworming. Then immediate complications are dehydration, electrolyte disturbances, hypothermia, hypoglycemia, infections, severe anemia and vitamin deficiency. Follow up after 1 week, 2 week, 1 month, 3 month and 6 month after discharge. Progress is satisfactory if the weight for height continues to be maintained at 90% of expected. The aim to prevent relapse and assure physical, mental and Emotional development. Marasmic kwashiorkor, a severely malnourished child with features of both marasmus and kwashiorkor. The features of kwashiorkor are severe edema of feet and legs and also hands, lower arms, abdomen and face. Also there is a pale skin and hair and the child is unhappy, and there are also signs of marasmus, wasting of the muscles of the upper arms, shoulders and chest. This characteristic condition is called as marasmus kwashiorkor. Thank you.